Hello, in this video I will show you how to import and update dependent values in a measure. You must be assigned to the measure and you must be working on a draft. Once you have those conditions met, you can go to the Dependencies tab, and then there'll be a list of your shared measure parameters, and down below a list of your shared value tables. I can see that this first one, building HVAC, because of the golden icon here, it's not using the most current version. I can tell that because the icons are color-coded. Gold means it is out of date. Green means it's up to date. So I want to update that. But before I do, I want to do a little bit of looking. So I'm going to click on version history. And I can see that I'm using this third one, 14.2, but there's two more recent ones. So first I'm going to look on the one that I'm using, so I can see that there's this list of values. There's 33 of them. If I'm interested, I can also look and see that there's other things depending on this one. Those dependencies could be measures or value tables. If I'm going to be switching to the newest version, I can look and see what dependencies it has. It's got 83, so a little different. It's more just for kind of getting a sense of what's happening. If I want to now go look at the most current version, I can click on Jump to Latest, and that takes me to the most current version. You can see it's gone up by one item. It could also be that individual items have changed, even if the row count hasn't changed. Shared parameters can be updated manually when a change occurs, or they can be synced to an external source. Most shared parameters, like this one, are updated daily against whatever their source is. So for instance, if it's a DIR table or some other source, when that synchronization process finds a change, it creates a new version. And you can see here, it shows you what that new version is. You can see what the changes are if you're interested by going to the support tables and then downloading a change log and then picking the month and downloading the log. That downloads a CSV file, which you can then investigate whatever those changes might be. I'm going to get back to my measure. So once I've done whatever investigation, I'm satisfied I need to change to the newer version. I can click on the gear icon, say change to another version. I'm going to pick the new one and click on choose. It's going to give me a warning that this will definitely make significant changes. This is a reminder to check the measure to see how the shared object is used so that you are aware of the repercussions that updating this shared object may have. And I'm going to say, yep, that's what I'm after. Yes, change version. And now it's been updated. It's now got the green icon. If I want to import a new shared parameter, if I scroll down to the bottom section, there's an Import a Shared Parameter button. Click on that. And let's say I want to import this DIR measure ID. If you don't see it here in the list, you can search. You can also use the arrows to cycle through the different parameters, but I'm going to pick DIR measure ID. I pick choose, and I can click here or down at the bottom, doesn't matter which one. And then it wants you to specify which version of that parameter. I'm going to click the most current one, which is at the top. You can pick whichever version is appropriate for what you're doing. And I'm going to click on choose. And I've now added that to my list. So here is DIR measure ID. If at some point there's a measure that you no longer need, or measure parameter that you no longer need. To get rid of it, just click on the gear icon again and say Remove Dependency. Gives you a confirmation. If the shared parameter you're removing is a dependency of a shared value table that is used in the measure, for example, if the deer measure shared value table, which uses the deer measure ID shared parameter, was imported as well, you won't get a confirmation message. Instead, you will get an error message saying that you can't delete or remove a parameter or shared object that is being actively used by another object without deleting that object first. Now I'm just going to click on Yes to remove. And that is it. That is how you import and update to the most current version of your shared measure parameters. And then it's the same thing for the shared value tables